Hi, Andrew Wood here, and today what I'm going to share with you is the secrets to maximizing your website. We've all got websites. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you the things you can do to turn your website into a lead generating cash cow as opposed to a simple electronic brochure that's not doing your club any good at all. The difference is tens of thousands of dollars. If you follow these best practices, you'll get the maximum response from your website. So the other day I was over in the UK and I went to an England soccer match. They were playing our arch rivals Germany, and during the game I sat in pretty good seats and everybody around me had an opinion on the game. Seems like everybody was an expert. They should play the center forward. They should boot the ball up. They shouldn't boot the ball up. They should put the guy out on the wing. They should change the center forward and move him up. They had all kinds of opinions. Just like when I go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers games, the coach should be fired, the quarterback should be fired, they should throw the ball more, they should run the ball more. Everyone's an expert on football, everyone's an expert on soccer, and it seems like everybody's got an expert opinion on websites. But what we think we know about online marketing can be a dangerous thing. When it comes to websites, we all know what we like, we all know which sites we enjoy being on. We all know what we think looks good or cool or sexy, and what we would read or not read, and what offers we would respond to or not respond to. But we are rarely our own best customer. What we assume can kill us. We assume that people who are designing websites are knowledgeable about online marketing. We assume that people who design our websites know how the search engines work. We assume they know the best way to generate leads and sales. We assume they know the best online practices. We assume that if it's a big company, they know what they're doing, and so copying them should be fine. But those assumptions are wrong 95% of the time. This is a great place, but a worthless website. Why is it worthless? Because they have no copy on their homepage. This fact alone renders them invisible to the search engines, unless they're willing to spend $10,000 to $20,000 to trick the search engines, and even then it would be hard. Why would anyone in their right mind do this? Also, there's no data collection on their homepage either, so it's a total fail. Here's another one. This one by a major US website provider and a large golf management company is shockingly poor. This is a website that's so poor, even a video by Arnold Palmer can't save it. The second example has almost no text, and what it has is not even in English. This design was old-fashioned and out of date in 1980. It really is a terrible website, especially coming from two major service providers. This is a top course in the UK near London, but a very poor website. This third example does not have enough text, has a poor use of headline with no customer benefit, and no data collection, no lead generation. This is another top resort and poor website. You can see they don't have much data collection. The headline is poor, welcome to the resort, rather than offering a benefit. And what text they do have is in reverse type. Reverse type is 33% harder for the human eye to read. That is, white type on a black background. You see a lot of high-end places do this because they think it looks cool. But let me ask you a question. Why would you make your website harder to read? It just makes no sense. If you have money to burn, you too can have a website like this, like Nike. Or this, like this high-end development in Dubai. Understand that what you like, what your spouse likes, or your employee likes means nothing when it comes to website effectiveness. What big corporations do means nothing when it comes to what your club should do. You can scour the web for the best individual elements you can find, but you can also spend $50,000 on a custom shopping cart or make do with an out-of-the-box one for $500. The key is to maximize your response, not win awards for your designs. But effectiveness and design can be achieved. Over the last 12 years, actually over the last 15 years, Legendary Marketing has built almost 2,000 websites. We've built private club websites, daily fee websites, resort websites, instruction websites. And in this process, we found what works and what doesn't work in the most important areas of website design and in how to use booking engines and forms to generate leads and generate sales. When I do seminars, I ask the room, what is the number one purpose of your website? Very rarely does anybody get the right answer. They say it's to provide information, to provide direction, to provide rates, to book tee times. But the number one purpose of your website should be to generate leads, to collect data, to get emails and snail mails and phone numbers so that you can build a huge database of prospective customers and follow up with them again and again, either by social media or by email. Having this paradigm shift to realizing that your website should be in the business of generating leads and not just in the business of providing information is the first and biggest difference between a website that will make you money and one that won't. I got involved in the web way back in 1994, and a guy came to me back when I was in the karate business and said, you know, you should have a website. And I'm like, what's a website? And he goes, well, it's sort of like having a store in hyperspace. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to have this karate store in hyperspace, and where's it going to be? He goes, it's going to be in our cyber mall, and you're going to get thousands of visitors. And so I paid this guy $10,000 to get my virtual karate school in his cyber mall, and he was wrong. I didn't get 10,000 visitors. I got 365,000 visitors. Because back then, everybody was getting online, but there really wasn't that many websites. And I managed to get 365,000 unique visitors the very first year I had a website, and I managed to turn them into dust. Because I didn't get them to engage, I didn't get them to opt in, I didn't get them to leave their name. And so these people came, they looked, they left. And that's what happens today to a lot of golf course websites because they're not designed to generate leads. They're simply designed as electronic brochures or electronic billboards. And it just doesn't work to generate money if that's how your website's set up. So what you want to do is first and foremost, set your website up to collect data. Once you collect the data, once you've got that lead, once you've got that name, that address, that phone number, that Facebook connection, that Twitter connection, then you can follow up multiple times, which is often necessary to turn that prospect into a customer and into a client and into a long-term source of income. But if your website just has information, people come, they look, they leave. If they come, they look, then leave, you'll turn them into dust just like I did. Here's how not to let that happen to you. Here are 5 keys to online success. Number 1, you have to have the right technology to collect data. Number 2, you have to have the right technology to drive traffic. Number 3, you have to have the right content to engage and entertain your visitors. Number 4, you have to have the right offers to create the opt-ins in the first place. And number 5, you need to have all 4 of these or your online efforts will never reach their full potential. Here are the 6 keys now to websites that work, websites that will make you money. Number 1, data collection. Number 2, high quality sales copy. Number 3, graphics that tell your story. Number 4, ease of use. Number 5, a back-end CRM to collect your leads so you can follow up on them. And number 6 is good reporting. Let's look at a few examples now of websites that will help make you money. This one is Granite Springs. The first thing you'll notice about this website is there is not 1, there is not 2, but there is 6 different ways on the homepage to collect data, whether it be through winning a trip to Scotland, do you want to play free golf, do you want to book a tee time, and then there's 2 more promotions on the bottom of the website. So 6 different ways to collect data. This is an excellent start to your website. The second most important thing is your copy. You want to have at least 300 to 400 words of copy on your homepage. You see a lot of sites that have no copy or very little copy. Designers don't like copy. Designers like pictures. But I can tell you, Google not only likes copy, Google loves copy. And there's an old adage in the marketing business, the more you tell, the more you sell. If you have a lot of words on your homepage, it will dramatically help your search engine rankings. And if you have no words on your homepage, or very few words on the homepage, you will be almost invisible to the search engines. Number 3 is social media. Make sure you've got your social media in a prominent place on your website. I like to see them both at the top of the website and at the bottom of the website, so you have the maximum amount of chance of opting somebody into your social media. Point number 4, if you've got key income sources, always highlight your key income sources so they're very easy to see on your homepage. So a key income source could be membership. A key income source could be outings or weddings or meetings, or if you're a resort, booking a room. So always highlight your key income sources on your website, both graphically and with text. Number 5, a quality flash show or a quality slideshow. Now, what you should do with your images, I see a lot of courses that waste the space. They put up 6 images of their golf course and nothing else. What you should be doing with your images is you should be telling the story in pictures. So if your golf course has a golf course, show the golf course first, then you show the range, then you show the clubhouse, then you show members having fun, then you show weddings. If you're a resort, you'd show rooms. So basically tell your story in pictures with your flash show, with your slideshow. Number 6, also very important, easy to navigate. Make sure that your site is easy to navigate. Make sure that the menu's set up in a logical manner. Make sure that the eye flow from top to bottom is easy. So people read from left to right and top to bottom. Make sure that that's how your site is set up and that you don't have the eye crossing itself multiple times as somebody looks at your website. So here's another example. This is the Green Hotel in Scotland. You'll see on this website there are 7 different ways to collect data. You'll see that there are 5 different key income generators that are featured on the homepage. You'll see that there's a large slideshow. If that were to rotate and you were to look at it, you'd see all the different activities that are available on property. You'll see that there's well over 400 words of copy, and you'll notice also on this one that the copy is hyperlinked, so as you're reading the copy, you can click on it and go exactly where you want to go if you want more information. So that's a nice little touch on this side. Down the bottom, you've also got a photo gallery, and of course, you've got your social media highlighted both at the top and the bottom of the page. So pretty solid website here. Here's another resort. This one's probably a little harder to see because there's so much going on, but we've got our social media at the top. We've got our key income generators highlighted. We have, are you ready for this? 12 different ways to collect data. 12 different ways to collect data. And the one thing I'm showing on this site that you don't see on the other ones I've shown you is all of our sites have a hover ad. The hover ad is very, very important and probably gets more attention than anything else. You'll see we've got a lot of copy again on this site, and also the flash show, the slideshow will show you everything that's going on in the resort. So let's take a closer look at this one. Now, this is what the homepage looks like. Obviously, the hover ad would come across. Here's what's kind of cool. You might think, well, gee, there's no text there, Andrew, but of course the text is actually just below out of screenshot. Notice here too, right at the bottom of your picture where it says resort brochure, golf brochure, spa brochure, meeting brochure. This is something very interesting I tried last year for the first time. And it actually has significantly increased our data collection, and I'll show you this a little bit later on. So here's what it looks like underneath the picture. You'll see, yet again, a lot of copy, good sales copy, good headlines, and the more you tell, the more you sell. Here's another example. This is from Waikoloa in Hawaii. Once again, you'll notice that it's got The income generators, it's got multiple ways to collect data, and of course, solid copy. Here's just a different look, different feel, different brand. This is a real estate development out in Colorado, and just to kind of show you a little bit more of a custom look and feel, but still including all of the key points. There's a new style right now that's going on the web that's very popular, and it's a scrolling look. This one is Gateway National in St. Louis. Of course, there would be a hover ad there as well. But what the new scrolling look does is it just keeps going down. So it's like a really long page. Now you'll notice there's still a menu on it, so you can still go exactly to where you want, or you can just keep scrolling down. You'll see a lot of text there. You'll see our key income generators featured. You just keep scrolling down, and as you scroll down, basically the whole site is one page. But you can still use the menu at the top of the site to get exactly where you want to go if you want to just immediately go to lessons or immediately go to outings. So this is a very popular style right now, the scrolling style, and of course Google loves it because there's tons of copy on your home page, and it's very easy to quickly navigate just by going down. This goes back to what I was telling you about before, that on the Treetop site there, where we have the opportunity to download a brochure, download membership information or SPA information, and even though all of that information is available on the website, we have found that by offering a PDF download, we're picking up an extra 100 to 200 people every week who prefer to download the brochure, the PDF, than actually scour the web for what they're looking for. So that's been a huge addition, and it's something to think about, is to have all of your brochures, make them fill in a form to get your downloads. Nothing is more important than data collection. So whenever you're giving out information, if it's detailed information, you can give them some information on the website. You could give them all the information on the website, but even if the information is there, you'll often find that they'll be willing to download it in a PDF, which of course helps with your data collection. All right, you're going to want to have custom forms and promotions. Most of our promotions ask for a Facebook like first, then for a name and email, then for a physical address and a phone number. We might ask a little bit about their playing habits, and then we use a multimedia approach to get the most possible response. So let's start and take a look at how we're going to collect data. We're obviously going to use a hover ad. Hover ads increase response by 330% over a typical banner ad. So on just about any site you go to that Legendary Marketing builds, you're going to see a hover ad because it's the #1 way to collect data. This one's Chichester Golf Club in the UK. Here's a hover ad for the Champions Club out in California. So in order to get people to opt in, it's not enough just to have, just to ask them, hey, opt in for our newsletter or opt in for discounts. That's going to pick up some people, but you're going to need to use ethical bribes. And ethical bribes dramatically increase response. That might be booklets, contests, sweepstakes, discounts, videos, audios, and really free stuff of any kind. So we've got a bunch of downloads that we use. You might have seen some of these before. We use them on Facebook and on our website. So this one's David Ledbetter's How to Hit It Further booklet. A lot of people download this. It's been very effective. This is one of our great Arnie stories. It's a free audio book. Adds value to your website and gives somebody something enjoyable to download. And of course, they don't get to download it until they give you their data. Here's Frosty's Guide to Putting Under Pressure. So you want to change out your promos every 6 weeks to every 8 weeks to give people different things they can opt into, because different people respond to different things. Some people respond to contests, some people to downloads, some people to discounts. So you always want to be mixing it up. Copy is very important to your Google rankings. And again, I can't stress this enough. Most websites have far too little copy. They have far too little copy to help with their Google rankings, and they have far too little copy to sell. The #1 complaint on the web is when people find a website, they click on the button to find out about what they want, and there is not enough information there. That's the number one complaint on the web. So always highlight your key income sources with promo buttons. Make those key income sources easy to find so that people can click on them. And then when they find them, make sure you tell them, make sure you give them a real sales pitch. Don't just give them bullet points. Give them a real sales pitch. Always make your social media buttons easy to find. You want people to opt in. You don't want them to have to hunt for those. Showcase all of your income sources in the picture show. I said this earlier. Here's an example of showing the wedding. Then we go down to the next slide. We're showing in the picture show the range. So always make sure that in your slideshows you're showing all the different income sources that you have. Here you can see is our wedding copy. The more you tell, the more you sell. I know you hear a lot of people telling you that's not true, that people don't read anymore. All I can tell you is go look at how big the Barnes & Noble store is in your area. That store's 50 times the size of a bookstore 20 years ago. People read if they're interested, and they don't read if they're not interested. Believe me when I tell you, long copy websites outpull short copy websites almost every time, because the person clicking on a wedding wants to know about the wedding. The person clicking on membership wants to know about the membership. So don't sell yourself short. Pictures attract attention. Copy is what sells. Copy is what stirs the emotion. Copy is what tells them it's the right club for them. The people like them have been there and enjoyed it. So always tell a full story. Don't just tell bullet points. Make your story great. Make it interesting. Make it exciting. Back your story up with testimonials. Prove that your story is real by having other people agree that your story is real, that it is a great golf course, that it is a great venue for a wedding, that it is a great book, or that you're great at teaching. Always have other people back up your claims. Use awards and ratings. If you've got awards, if you've got ratings, if you've got certification for teaching, always use that to back up and increase your credibility and your brand. Always have a call to action on every page. This is one of the simplest things anybody can do to improve the response from their website. At the bottom of your homepage, tell them to inquire about membership, or tell them to book a tea time or book a room. At the bottom of your lesson page, tell them to book a lesson. At the bottom of your wedding page, tell them to call you now to find out what dates are available. At the bottom of your outing page, tell them to call or download your booklet or fill in a form to request a date. At the bottom of every single page on your website, you're going to want a call to action, no matter what type of page it is. The next thing we're going to want to look at is your reporting, is your website reporting. What type of reporting is offered from your website? And the reporting should be easy to understand. And basically, you're going to want a few simple things. You're going to want to know, where is your traffic coming from? You're going to want to know how many unique visitors that you're getting. You're going to want to know how many leads you're getting, how many wedding leads you're getting, how many outing leads you're getting, how many membership leads you're getting. So these are some of the basics. And every month you should look at your traffic and see how many return visitors did you get, how many unique visitors did you get, and how many leads did you get. This is something very few web companies talk about, but it's something you really need to look at. How secure is your website? How secure is your data? We have all our sites at Rackspace. Rackspace is regarded as the top hosting facility in the United States. Over half the Fortune 500 companies use Rackspace. And we pay a premium. We could host our websites, our clients' websites, somewhere for half what we pay Rackspace, but then we would not get the type of security we have and the type of backup we have. We literally hear every single week of a low-end web company or a local web company who got hacked, all the data got stolen, the websites are down. You really need to ask questions about where your site's being hosted, how secure your data is, and you really need to check on it, because it's amazing what's happening out there. And I mean, you have no idea how many times a day, and it's in the thousands, that people might be trying to break into your website. So you need to be sure that you've got really secure hosting, really secure data protection, because the type of cyber piracy that out there now is incredible. Like I said, it's not uncommon for a website to be hit 2,000 or 3,000 times a day with somebody trying to hijack it. So you want to make sure that that's something you consider. A couple of other small things that can make a big difference to the amount of money you make from your website is you're going to want to have something that creates forms, something that creates easy forms. So you can obviously pretty much any website, you can do name, address, and phone number, but you want to have something that's easy to use so you can ask additional questions like, what other golf courses do you play? And have maybe a drop-down menu, or ask how many times a month do you play? How often do you play? And questions like this can be very invaluable in sorting your database later on for marketing purposes. So you want ease of use in terms of being able to ask questions. The other thing you're going to want to have is a rock-solid autoresponder. You're going to want to have an autoresponder campaign so that if somebody is a wedding lead or an outing lead, that there's a series of emails that can be sent out so that if somebody downloads, let's say, a membership brochure, an email can immediately go out. Dear Mr. Wood, thank you for downloading our membership brochure. Somebody will be in contact within 24 or 48 hours. In the meantime, here's some testimonials. And you can set up autoresponders so that they go out once, go out twice, go out 10 times, or in the cases of a real estate development, I often have autoresponders that go out every month for a year. I think the longest one I've done was 2 years, so that every month it's reminding them that we're there, reminding them the golf course is there, reminding them that it's 80 degrees in Florida when it's 5 degrees in Wisconsin, and just continue. It's called a trickler campaign. So you're going to want to have autoresponders. You want to set up 1 or 2 of those just to continue and automate your lead generation process and automate your conversion process, so there's something going out to that wedding lead or that membership lead until such point as they join or unsubscribe, in which case it's then either a won lead or a lost lead. The other thing that's very important, and there's very, very few companies have this, is you're going to need your data not just to dump into your email database, not to dump into some black hole of a website. You want your high quality data, your core data, your membership leads, your outing leads, your wedding leads, meeting leads, lesson leads. You want those to dump into a CRM. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Manager. And you're going to want those to go into a place where they can be categorized, where they can be followed up in a logical, orchestrated manner. And I have another video on exactly how to do this, both a sales video and a video on how to use the CRM. But you want to be able to touch a button and say, I got 80 wedding leads this quarter. Or touch a button and say, we had 192 membership leads last year. You're going to want to know these numbers. It's very, very important that you know how many leads you're getting and from what different sources you're getting. So if you run an ad in a local golf magazine and use a unique URL, that can dump into your CRM. So with one touch of a button, or if you set your dash up, you don't even need a touch of a button, you can immediately see where you've generated the leads and what quantity of leads you've generated. Then by clicking on the name, you can progress to a logical follow-up campaign. You can send the person an email. You can make a note that you sent them out a physical package. You can try to book a membership appointment. And as you talk to the person on the phone or get emails, you can keep all of those records in one place so that there's a logical orchestration of the sales process from lead to win or lost, with a whole bunch of notes in between, so that if your membership director leaves the country, gets pregnant, goes away, whatever happens to people, there's a lead in there with some notes. Somebody else can take it over. And also it's there so that maybe next year you can go back and try again. So very important that the data goes in somewhere where it's easy to find, easy to categorize, easy to follow up on, and you can have an orchestrated sales process. Here's a slide that shows all of the leads dumping into your CRM. This is actually from my own database, and it shows you how I've generated leads. It shows you the leads that have come in from the 12 laws, the leads that have come in from cold calls, the leads that have come in from referrals. And right there on one page, I can see where all my leads have come. Once the leads come in, I've got a name, I've got a phone number, I've got an email, and I can follow that email up. So this is really a great system for increasing your accountability and your effectiveness of the back end of your website. And it's definitely something you're going to want to take a look at. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. Let's go back through and point by point just kind of have a quick review. The number one purpose of a website is to generate leads. Once you've generated leads, you're going to have a lot of time to follow up with them via email, via social media, via phone, via snail mail, but you can't follow up with them if you don't get them to engage with you to register on your site in the first place. So lead generation is number one. After that, you can provide all the information you want. The information should be presented in a logical manner. You should have good, strong headlines. You should have good stories. You should have customer-centric benefits. You should have testimonials, and you should have calls to action. A lot of people don't really take the time to write good sales copy, and this is a tremendously easy way to improve the response you have from your websites. You have to pay attention to your sales copy. You can't have lame headlines like "Welcome to our club," and you can't just do bullet points. You have to have a strong sales pitch if you want to have a strong response. In order to collect data, you need to be using hover ads, you need to be using banner ads, you need to be using ethical bribes, contests, downloads, free booklets, discount coupons, anything you can do to get them to opt in and change it on a regular basis so that your website becomes a data collection machine week after week after week. You're always replenishing your data, you're always upgrading it, you're always improving it. Once the data comes in, the data has to go somewhere. The emails have to go into an email system, and the leads should go into a CRM, a customer relationship manager. The leads for your high-profile items like weddings, banquets, memberships, golf outings or societies, they need to go into a place where they can be categorized and followed up in a logical manner. So you want to have a good CRM. You want to make sure that where you're hosting your website is secure, that the website's secure, that the data's secure, and that your shopping cart is PCI compliant, because that is a very important factor that a lot of clubs really don't look into, and you need to look into it because there's a lot of cyber piracy out there, and it could be turned into a nightmare if you don't have the proper hosting and the proper security on your data, on your shopping cart, and for your website. And so there's kind of a good overview. And remember, there's a lot of people out there building websites that really don't understand marketing. The design companies can do nice designs, but they really don't understand SEO or sales. Tech companies understand code, but they really don't understand how to generate leads. Everybody's got an opinion on what a website should or shouldn't be. If you follow these steps, I guarantee you that your website will make you more money than if you don't follow these steps. These are point specific. We've developed them over the course of the last 15 years, working with thousands of different clubs. And these are the points that will get you results, that will get you leads, that will get you SEO. And the closer you stick to these points, the more response you'll get. The further away you go from these points, the less response you get. I hope that helped, and I hope that you can take some of this information and rapidly improve the response you get from your website. If you like this video, check out some of the other videos we offer, both on sales and on SEO and on email marketing and on how to use a CRM to maximize your sales.